turn there. I will read that. And then we will go on to verse 12. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 11. When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. Verse 12. The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked, but God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. So he says, the righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked. You know, someone that's tries to live right and live good, and you see someone that's got things that are wrong going on in their house, you consider what's going on in that house and you try to stay away from it. You know, if there are parties going on and things going on there that you know are wrong, you try to stay away from it, because you know there's going to be trouble there. You know, there's going to be a lot of trouble there going on. And many a good person has got caught up in things in other people's houses, and they've been innocent. And then they try to explain, I'm innocent, and it don't matter. You're there. One time, I'll give you an example. One time, I was taking this guy to work, and we worked second shift. And I just was giving him a ride. And I was over second shift, and he had lost his license. And I just had been doing it for a year. I'd pick him up and take him to work. And so he was a truck driver. He had been a truck driver for years, and he had plenty of money, and he'd try to give me gas money, and I'd say, no, I don't want your money. I just pick you up and take you to work. And he had several cars, and he kept on, well, drive one of my cars. Come on, drive one of my cars. I feel bad. You drive all the time. Take my car. Here, I've got all these cars. Drive this car. And he had this car, this 64 Chevelle Impala. And he said, just take that car, take it home, and drive it. And just come and get me at work or at home. Drive it for a week or two. So I said, finally he kept on. I said, okay, I'll do it. So I drove it. Well, I was going to the bank or something, went by to get my check cashed. And I thought, well, I don't want to leave my money out in the open. So I opened the glove compartment to put my money in the glove compartment. And there's a big bag of pills. And I thought, oh my gosh, if I got pulled over That's going to be my bag of pills. I don't care how much I try to fast talk my way out of this. I can't talk fast. So, needless to say, when I took him home that night, that car stayed there. I did not move it anymore. But that's what I'm saying. You go around the wrong people. Now, I was his boss. And I didn't fire him or I didn't take it out on him. But I just did not drive any more cars. And I did not go hang out at his house. You know, you get my drift. And I didn't treat him bad or anything like that. But you hang out with the wrong people, you're going to get in trouble. You go to the wrong house and you hang out with the wrong people, you're going to get in trouble. And you go to the sinner's house, and if they're drinking, if they're doing drugs, whatever they're doing, it don't matter if you don't do it. Sooner or later, you're going to be held responsible. And that's just how it is. So that's what Solomon was talking about. The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked. Someone that's doing stuff that's really wrong. And I'm not talking about somebody that has a glass of wine with their dinner. That's up to them. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody that does really bad stuff. You know, I don't go talk about people that do stuff in their house that's legal and all that, but I'm talking about bad stuff. And it says, but God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. So that's telling you, if the law don't get them, God will. So sooner or later, they're going to get caught up with. And if they're doing really bad stuff, they're going to get caught up with. And you don't want to be around there. You know, I've heard stories and I've heard people say, well, I'm going to go down to the bar and I'm going to teach people the Bible. That don't work. You know, don't go hang out at the bar to try to get people saved. I mean, that's not the place. It's not the time. It's not what you need to do. You know, if you want to try to witness to people, witness to them where it's a good place that's safe, where you know that you're not going to get in trouble too. Verse 13. Whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. You know, a lot of people overlook people and won't help them. And this is talking about people that really, really need help. And people that try to help themselves. And people that don't take advantage of other people. And people that you can really help. And if they ask you for help, and you stop up your ears and turn up your nose and you say, I'm not going to help you, there will come a time when you'll be in that position. And that'll happen to you. And I don't want to be that person. You know, Jesus ministered to everyone. And he ministered to all walks of life and to everyone. And everyone is our brothers and sisters on this earth. If you trace us back to Adam and Eve, we're all kin. Don't matter what color skin you have. Don't matter where you come from. Don't matter what your accent is. You know? So, when we turn someone away that really needs help, the Bible tells us it'll come back to us. And some people call it karma. I don't like to say that because it's not karma. You know, it's God. The Bible says, I will repay, saith the Lord. And he does. You know, and he'll let us know too, because we'll remember. When we get in a bad way and in a bad condition, we will remember that time. And that's what will happen. Verse 14. A gift in secret pacifieth anger. Think about this. A gift in secret pacifieth anger, and a reward in the bosom strong wrath. Now this has two meanings. And I want you to think about what it's talking about. A gift in secret pacifieth anger. You can give someone a gift in secret, and it can be a good thing. You can help them. You can give them a gift and you can say, this is for you. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing. And this is for you only. And I'm not doing this for everybody in the world. I'm not doing this for everybody in the whole church. I just want you to know I appreciate you. And that's a good thing. On the other hand, when it's talking about reward in the bosom, strong wrath, it's talking about a bribe. You can give a gift in secret to bribe someone to do something. And that's the other meaning of it. People can take it two different ways. You know, and people do that all the time. Politicians do it. They say, hey, come here. The vote we're going to have next week, you need to vote yes, or you need to vote no. Here's a little something to put away. You know, maybe you need to go on vacation. Here's a little something to put in your pocket. And that's the two different things and the two different meanings of what he's talking about here. A gift in secret can help somebody to not feel bad. Maybe about something that's happened, or about maybe they feel down and out. Maybe they're hurting. But a reward, that's like a bribe. So that's two different things. Two different ways to look at something. Verse 15, it is joy to the just to do judgment, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. Do you ever think about, like when things work out, and even you see something on TV, and you see somebody that does something so wrong to someone, maybe somebody gets killed, or they do something to someone, and you think, that was just what they got. Maybe they got life imprisonment, or whatever they get. That was just punishment. They got their just reward for what they did. They took someone's life. They hurt someone. They hurt a child. They got their just punishment. They got what they deserved. But destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. He's looking at it in two different ways. We look at it as a just reward, but iniquity always finds destruction. See, for us, we look at it as a just reward. But when they face God, it's going to be just. It's going to be workers of iniquity are going to get their punishment anyway. So it's really not up to us to judge people. I mean, I've had to sit in on a court case before, and I've seen the evidence, and I had to make a decision. Are they guilty or innocent? And I've had to see what the evidence said, and I had to decide. Are they guilty or are they innocent? But I didn't have to say what they're going to get. Only the judge could do that. He set the time, or he set the punishment. And that's what he's saying here. God will set the punishment for whatever anyone does. And that final part, destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. The final say is God will take care of everything in the end. I mean, the workers of iniquity will face destruction, but it'll be eternal destruction. And that's a whole lot worse than facing the judge and getting 20 years or whatever. It's going to be eternal destruction. We'll look at one more. Verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. You know, if you wander out of the way of God, and we've said, where does wisdom come from? God. So you might as well just be dead. If you don't have God, if you don't have wisdom, if you don't have Him in your life's dead. Your head's dead. I guess that's where they got the phrase dead head. You know, 'cause, yeah, and that's where they got the phrase dead man walking too. You know, but without Him, like the song says, without Him, I would be nothing. And it's true. Where would we be without the Lord? Where could I go? Oh, where could I go without the Lord? We wouldn't have anywhere to go. So true it is. And that's what he's saying here. The congregation of the dead. I mean, Solomon was so smart, the most intelligent man with the most wisdom. And that's what he asked God for, and He gave it to him. And He shares it with us. So we're going to stop there tonight. Thank y'all for coming. Thank you for listening.